how did we land on inequality? I think we started, as many of you do in your own companies, with a strategic review. I think analyzing the trends in the world that we determined were a threat to our mission for a more just, fair, and peaceful world. That's what the Ford Foundation was established to do. And as we considered the state of the world and our mission, we commissioned a number of sort of trend analyses to help us understand the context of a changing world. And the analysis resulted in really three primary threats: climate change, growing insecurity in the world, and growing inequality. And that there is an interrelationship between all three of those, actually. But certainly the issue of inequality, all of you work for global companies. Wherever you are in the world today, inequality is an increasingly problematic feature of economies and societies. And because we work primarily in the global South and the United States, we feel it quite potently. Someone said to me at a conference, "Oh my goodness, you guys need to get sexier and some of these old programs that you've been doing for all these years." And I said, "Oh my God, wouldn't it be wonderful that we could end? I would love for the Ford Foundation not to be the largest funder for 50 years of racial justice work in America." But guess what? The problem has not been solved. And guess what? I'm not seeing a lot of new billionaires who are stepping forward and going, "I want to use my philanthropy to focus on racial justice work." And so for us, what that means is that we have to make choices to double down in areas where it would be great if we could move on, but we can't. We do have to be rigorous, and I believe we do need data. But I also believe, for a foundation like Ford at least, we have to be values driven, and we have to be prepared to be elastic in our ability to absorb risk on these issues that are often controversial. Because I think so much of this is about the thing I have learned. I've learned many things, having worked in the private sector, is the value of the brand and really understanding the brand in the marketplace. And what is unique about your brand, and how whatever it is you do needs to be reinforcing of that. Our programs have to authentically reflect that. And I think the challenge often is for corporations is that the programs don't authentically reflect that. And so I just think it's important for corporations to frame themselves in a way that says, we're problem solvers for the world. And whether you're a big pharma, whether you're paper goods and manufacturing, or whatever you may be, you have that capacity. And unless leadership internalizes it and takes it to the board and says, "You're going to hold me accountable, me CEO, because we are going to measure equity," because inequality correlates with lack of opportunity. And so I'm not interested in inequality because I'm an economist. I'm interested in inequality because I'm interested in opportunity. And the correlation there is clear, that the less equal, the more unequal we become as a country, the less opportunity there will be. And if we actually, the American people, no longer believe we have opportunity, if they no longer believe that in the notion of fair work, good outcomes, standards, sacrifice and payoff at all of those things that are part of our narrative, if they no longer believe that, it is going to be very harmful for this country in the long term.
But I want to submit to all of you in all of the positions of authority and power that you are in this room, that we are living through what may well turn out to be the most significant era in the history of this country right now. And the opportunity to engage is right in front of us. The first one is having a sense of urgency. Literally coming at the issues that we face as a nation as if there's no tomorrow. I don't know how many of you know this, but in America today, there are 5.5 million 16 to 24-year-olds who are not working and not in school. We cannot survive as the America that we've come to know if we don't do something about that number. It is unsustainable. The last thing I want you to think about as we frame up this discussion is this is an era of collaboration. Collaboration to me means cross-industry, cross-sector. It means nonprofits collaborating with for-profits. It means for-profits collaborating with for-profits, which, by the way, we haven't done a very good job of either when it comes to social change.
More importantly is that this is not seen as a business matter. And that it's not something from the highest end, that this is not just something we do, it has to be part of who we are as organizations, as citizens, and as companies. And if we're not able to do that, we're not going to be successful at what we do. If we're looking at our stakeholders and getting people involved in how we approach our work, that we have to feel that this is not just something good we're doing, that we feel that this is more important to our business, that creation of shared value, of producing proactive, innovative solutions to that not only help drive our business, but help have that impact are so critically important. You need to be at the table for all business decisions, because the reality is when you think about sustainability and good community programming and everything Blair talked about, it's kind of like you take care of yourself.
And I caution you, and I'll say it one more time, don't take that for granted. Make sure the people that you go out representing you understand the bigger picture of what you want to accomplish. And so all of us, no matter what stage we are in life, need somebody to keep us focused. We have an obligation to do that. That's what's going to make us a better nation and a better community.
You grow your business through thinking about ways to tie to the flywheel the engine of your company. Look at this as a long-term proposition. Think long-term. Think 3 to 5 years in everything that you set up, and set your organizational structure up to win and set up those collaborative relationships that you need.